Hello. This is a regular upload. Very different, unscripted. Because I just want to get my thoughts out quickly. I don't really like unscripted videos, nor do I really like this format of just a voice covering a situation or controversy. I never really liked videos like that, but I find myself unable to really make this video in any other way because scripting would take way too long and it's really not that much required to the situation. I wanted to make this video because outcome memories is very important to me. Obviously it was my first actual video on the channel and it gave me a lot of confidence to do what I do now with my video essays, I guess. I never really made myself, never thought of myself as a video essayist, but I guess that fits. I don't know, I just make videos on things that I like, and Outcome Memories was the first video that I ever really made. I thought that upload would just end up in nothing, you know, zilch, nada, absolutely nothing. That would get like maybe 100 views after a month or two, but it remains my most popular upload still, and that absolutely like breaks my mind even nowadays. And even back when I uploaded it, it broke my brain wrapping itself around how many people wanted to hear me talk about this very niche topic with this bad microphone that I had at the time. I have a much better one now. With my sloppy editing, it's gotten a little better now. With my audio issues and all of that, and thing is, I just owe a lot to Outcome Memories, so I feel myself wanting to share my mind on this topic. Well, what happened to Outcome Memories? If you're living under a rock, or you just aren't in the Discord server or on Twitter, which I honestly, I envy you. How do I even start? Altaz released a video a few days ago. His YouTube channel is gone now as of recording this video. And it kind of, well, the initial reaction to the video wasn't all that big. I mean, it was a call out on Raven. People noted on how unprofessional the video was, with it starting and featuring a lot of Dragon Ball clips, as Altez made his point, which I am a huge Dragon Ball fan. Not the place and time, man. Not the place and time, but whatever. If anything, it was the subsequent doc that released after, which is what really caused pandemonium. In it, there were several leaked DMs of Bonely and Sobi, and I won't go over it. I'd implore you to just go over the doc yourself. I do need to stress this. I already put a disclaimer at the start of the video. Please do not harass anybody mentioned. Trust me, Altaz is gone already, and even before he was already taking the brunt of everything. But Bonely and Sobi are no saints either way. They had their involvement. At least Sobi seems to be doing a little bit better, but Bonely just quit hours after, like literal hours after the doc released from Altaz, and yeah. But I don't know. This situation, it just happened all so quickly, you know. Just a week ago we were like talking about 2017X and EXE being, or Faker, whatever the name is, being scrapped from the game, and then some days later the game is not gone, but is in a it's in a odd state. I most likely titled the video something along the lines of "Death by a Thousand Paper Cuts," which I feel is the most accurate way to talk about outcome memory's eventual shelving and hiatus. Because since the Break Free and Feel the Fury controversy of the OSTs being removed, we really couldn't properly catch a break. And I say we as in the community and also the developers and Sobi and Bonely and Romeo. Like, of course, it's very fresh in our minds still that just like a week ago we were talking about fuck. Just a week ago we were talking about 2017X and Faker being removed from the game, and just a week prior to that we were talking about Yu and Ashanova's entire situation and that whole deal. But even before that, like way before that, there were like, of course, there were the major stuff like zero point 0.2 releasing with some bugs, or the constant delays and people getting impatient. But there were also like minor things like Romeo bickering with the Reddit community, or honestly a lot of shade was thrown to Romeo, like the furnace slander posts and people doubting his community management, all the Cartman Land jokes, and it all contributed to this feeling of like constant back and forth of never being able to rest. Keep in mind that when 0.2 released, the developers were very keen on just taking a big long rest, but they weren't like able to. Quoting directly from Sobi's message here that he left in the Discord server, "I felt like I wasn't being given the chance to fix the issues because of how much kept going on behind the scenes. I haven't felt at peace once. I wanted to be drama-free and take a break without receiving a message of another problem, but that wasn't possible. A break wasn't physically possible." Honestly, from the phrasing here, it really just sounds like this was the controversy that broke the camel's back. If this was the game's first or second, third controversy, we would just get some apologies, we would get some statements, of course, but the co-owner wouldn't straight up just leave, and the game would have still been around just fine. It's just that, as I said, it was controversy after controversy because there was always something going on, whether it was drama with the developers or just community being harsh on balance changes or specific things. Like, are we all forgetting that because of OST removal, Break Free and Feel the Fury, among others, a composer got doxxed? I'm not letting that go. How? What kind of fan base does that? Because of some song removals. Honestly, I don't know what to even say about this, even currently. Like, oh my god. Either way, this all culminated in the state of the game right now, which is an indefinite hiatus, which means, nothing is being developed until either Sobi comes back, which will most likely take months, even on most, even being, like, optimistic, I cannot see this game coming back before, like, 4 to 5 months, even longer, or if ownership is transferred to somebody else, which Romeo's looking like a real good contender right now. And speaking of Romeo, I genuinely want to just thank this guy so much. I mean, it's not a lot, but just keeping the community's hopes high in these moments is insanely important, and it doesn't it only helps his case that he actually took criticism from the constant furnace slander. He actually took some of the earnest criticism to heart and actually rewrote a lot of how furnace works, which is honestly a great sign of maturity from him. I would be completely okay if he was the owner of the game because he clearly cares so much. Just as a reminder, the game is not cancelled. The game can come back, and it most likely will come back, as said in the doc that released just a few days ago. But let's not only focus on the game, please. It is very important that we do keep in mind that these are the breaks that these developers and testers have needed for a long time. This is all just so overwhelming. If me getting 50,000 views on a video made me so overwhelmed and so scared to see all the comments on my first video, God knows how much pressure I would be feeling if I had a game that got like thousands of players like daily, and so many people are so invested in making concepts and music and animations and everything just about something that you came up with. That is insanely pressuring. I honestly would not be able to take the amount of attention being drawn to myself if I was in Sobe's shoes or just anyone's shoes. If I got overwhelmed with like 50,000 views and a few hundred comments, I cannot imagine the amount of pressure on these developers and the owner on having a game that is so beloved by so many people that are so passionate, making multiple animations and concept art and full-blown models and just everything for a game that you came up with that receives thousands of players every single day. I just can't imagine the strain that must be in your mental health. Wrapping up real quickly here, this is a very irregular upload for me. You probably noticed that I stumble over my words a lot. I say a lot. Oh my god, okay. Sorry so much for that. I am really not used to making this type of video. But overall, just keep your chins held up. I'm sure that the game will come back soon enough, but honestly, just developers, if you're listening to this, please take the time you need to just recover from all of this. I would not, I don't know what I would do if I were in your shoes, so please take care of yourselves. That was all for me. Thank you so much for your time as always, and have a good rest of your day.